Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an update on my chicken coop and I'm going to show you some of the flowers in my garden. So if you'd like to see that, keep on watching. Alright everyone, here is my chicken coop. I'm not going to be in the video because I'm in my pajamas. And I came out here early to do a little bit of cleaning. And guess what? It was raining. It was kind of a hard sprinkle, if anything. And it just went by and now it got sunny again, so it is hot again. Anyway, here's the chicken coop. I did order this off of Amazon. I think it was like $109. Now keep in mind, it was only the frame, the top canvas, and a chicken wire to wrap around it, so that anyway, the metal pipes here, that is the frame, as you can see there. We put it all together, and then this chicken wire here, this green, it's like a plastic coated wire, and that came with it. We were able to wrap the whole thing, and then we even put some on the top going across, mainly because, and I'm glad we had enough, because it came, it came with this top thing, this canvas that wraps up very nicely. The problem is it had this access, all the way around, the top edge, and I feel like any cat that maybe climbs up like that could get in, or a possum, and they will, or even if they were on this tree here and jumped off, they could somehow get their way in there. So we were able to wrap it with mesh all the way, and some of this mesh that's here actually folded inward, some of it folded this way, so we tied it up really well in there, and it is completely covered up on the top with mesh all the way, the whole ceiling, the whole roof. We made sure we don't have any gaps, and we have tons of these cable ties. Let me show you right there, these cable ties. Now it came with some, but I think it only came with like 100 of them. I ordered a packet of 1,000 from Amazon. Now I didn't use all of them, of course, but I used quite a bit. I may have used maybe another 200, 300 from the packet, maybe. Anyway, some of them got wasted, but anyway, that's what we did, and I especially did order extra because we wanted to add an additional mesh. As you can see here, this mesh right here, this is a hardware mesh. Oh my goodness, the sirens are going off. Let me take a little break here. All right, seems like they're moving along. I don't know if that was a police or ambulance. It actually sounded like an ambulance. But anyway, we got this hardware mesh that we added on, and this hardware mesh is all the way around the bottom of the coop, and we wanted extra protection. This mesh, we have it folded down onto the wood because the chicken wire is obviously tied right here, but we felt like something could still go under there, so we put this hardware mesh and we've stapled it down quite a bit. I mean, like tons and tons of staples, and this is all the way around. It goes all the way around, you guys, okay? And here on the door we also put some, as you can see, there's a mesh piece there. Well, I don't know, can you see it? There it is, where it's tied right here, and then it's all down here and tied at the bottom. This is for the door, and then we have another piece that we put over the threshold here, and it's stapled in the inside and on the outside. And then we added like a little bit of a skirt of mesh right here in the door because we felt that little gap was a little too wide. And then on top of that, we added this sunscreen, this UV protection screen that we bought some time ago. We had bought this because we made a screen for the doghouse, and we had lots of this left over, so it was awesome because we've got to put it on each side, and then we placed some at the back. See that wall back there? It has mesh. Now I was looking there, the little house that's in there. We had bought that for a mama cat that we had. We thought she might enjoy going in there because we saw her going into the doghouse. So we had bought this for her. She never used it, but we had it. Cleaned it out a little bit. We put it in there, and it makes a great chicken coop. I was just in there cleaning up, and they're kind of pecking around a little bit. Let me see if they'll be okay if I walk in. Okay, I've already come in here, and I've cleaned up the sand, and I'm going to leave footprints all over the place. They're scurrying around. I don't want to scare them. Let me step back a little bit, and I'll close the door. Kind of didn't want to. Here, the door is closed and it's locked. Let's make sure. Yeah, it's locked, so it doesn't accidentally open. It's kind of hard to open. It's a little tight. We made it that way because that way it would be a little bit like safe when the chickens, you know, they can't push it open. All right, so I've got in here, I've got some buckets. I've got some little wood shavings in there that you usually put in like hamster cages, bird cages and such. So I have a little bit, I have a little bit left. And I'm already going to be running out. I'll get some more. In here I have their feed on this bot, and I have a couple of feeders that came with their poultry starter kit with a lab and such. But then I had ordered these other ones from Amazon, and they have little feet. And I like those better because these, they're kicking in the sand. And when I had them in the plastic storage box, they were kicking a lot of, you know, a lot of that little hay, like that stuff that's in there, that the shavings. I don't know if you can see them. You can see them on the edge there. Some of those shavings would all get kicked in there, and I would constantly, you know, having to clean them like 2 or 3 times a day. And then I decided, you know, let me use the ones from Amazon out here. And then I remembered they had little feet, because first we put them out here and they were all covered in sand. So now that they're on their little feet, they seem to be okay. I did get rid of some of the water that was on the edge here because it did have a little bit of sand in it, and but it's clean because I made sure that the sand that we got was play sand, so it's safe for kids, so that would be safe for my chickens. Now if you have any suggestions of what else I could use besides hay, because I've understood that hay, I watch a couple of channels on Facebook and on YouTube as well, or I follow some people on Facebook. They said that the hay was okay, but a lot of the, you know, the chicken poop falls in there underneath it, and you can't really clean it. It's really messy, so it's better to put sand, because, you know, you could actually, you know, just move around a little bit with the little rake, which I happen to have one ready for that, and you can clean it up really nicely. You know, you can scoop it up and sift it. I just put that in there today. I don't know if that's safe to put in there. Let me know, you guys. It's a little bit rusted, but I'm not going to put any water in it. I just thought it would be nice. Maybe someday they could jump up on it and just kind of perch on it. I do plan on putting a bucket in here with some sort of a tree branch or something that has lots of little branches, maybe you know, a dead branch that I can put in there, and then they could maybe perch on it, some, you know, some low branches they can jump on. Anyway, so over here we put some patches of grass, but because they're just on the, now the plywood that we have on the bottom, this is ground contact plywood, but it is on 2x4s, and those are also ground contact pine. So hopefully that's nice and safe. But we also put this black mesh, this weed blocker. We laid it down, and then we stapled it down, and then we put these grass pieces in here, and I've been kind of like spraying them with water, but I feel like they're not going to do well because there's no dirt for them. So what I think I'm going to want to do is maybe find me some plastic pans, you know, something big enough where I can fill with dirt, and obviously make some drain holes on them, and then put the grass in them, even if it's just a couple of them, or even if it's just one, where they can go in there and peck at the grass. Maybe some little bugs will get in there, and they can go ahead and, you know, peck at those little bugs. So that's my idea. So what do y'all think about that? Because I feel like this grass is just here, and it's going to die because, you know, it doesn't have enough soil to root on. Okay, but for now, they love it. They freaked out a little bit when we first put it out here because they didn't know what the heck. Look at them. They're over there, all 4 of them. Look at them. You guys, I haven't named them or anything. I don't want to get like too attached in case something happens, you know, detrimental, and I lose them. So I haven't named them yet. They're growing so nicely. This little house has a little door, you can see right there. And it has a little window up here, and they can look out through there. They do go in there, by the way. They've been going in there. They're in there at night, and sometimes during the day. By the way, we put this sunscreen on here because we were so concerned that it was just going to be super hot. But once we put this mesh sunscreen here, this UV protectant cloth, immediately my husband were standing in and we're like, oh my gosh, it already feels better in here. It's not as, we don't feel the scorching sun on us. And we are considering maybe, let me turn this around, maybe putting a little bit on the door. We didn't want to put anything in the door because when we're in our kitchen window looking out this way, we felt like it was not going to allow us to see in here. But I can see through the blue mesh and I can see them a little bit. You just kind of have to look hard. And I just want to make sure, you know, that they're in here and they're safe. But yeah, this front part of the chicken coop is the worst because the sun up there, when it comes straight in here, oh, it is super hot. It is the afternoon sun. That is where it sets, and it is always the hottest. Let me get out of here now. Let me show you the chickens one more time. Hey babies, chickies. If I stand still, they'll eventually come to me. And then I can kind of put my hand down and they'll just kind of peck at my hand, get on my feet. They do the same with my husband. But right now, I guess they're a little bit startled. I don't know, maybe me talking. They seem relaxed. They're laying down in the grass. They seem to be okay. I forgot what the dark brown ones, their name is. It was a blue something. And the kind of yellowish white ones are leghorns from, according to the Tractor Supply. Where we got them from. All right, so I'm back outside and immediately I can feel that sun. It's amazing how the difference is when I step behind this cloth and standing outside. I wanted to show you the sign. Cluck around and find out. I thought it was so funny. I got it from Amazon. I only ordered one, you guys, but they sent me two. And I checked, and sure enough, they only charged me for one, so I left a little message that I had received two, and I haven't responded. But I'm assuming they're probably going to say just keep it. I still have it in the package, just in case. All right. Here's the side where you can look in, and we can put some chairs out here and on the grass here and just sit here, or a lounger, and then just kind of watch the chickens. My husband and I were out here during this Memorial Day weekend, and we just sat out here and we cleaned a little bit first, and then we were just watching them, and it was so relaxing. And our dogs were out here, you know, they were laying under our chairs. It was so nice, and we had a really beautiful little breeze, even though it was super hot. But under the shade, it was so nice. And you can see here that I've put some plants around here just to kind of make it a little bit pretty. And I would like to put some chicken safe plants in there, and I've been doing some research and found out that rosemary, maybe some spearmint, I forgot what other plants, but there's little plants that you can have, you know, around them. So I was thinking maybe a couple of little pots, not too many, just a couple, or one, or, you know, because the idea of the grass, I think putting it in something with some dirt would be awesome for them. So if I just want maybe just one or two little pots of, I don't want to take away their space, is basically what I'm trying to say. I want them to have lots of room. It's, you know, they're going to grow, and they're going to need room to move, maneuver around, stay away from each other. You know, once one gets sick of the other, we're like, stop clucking. I'm tired of you clucking. So they can go over to another little corner and get away from the others. All right, you guys, I'm going to show you some of my plants, and they're going to be my desert roses. So let's have a nice little quiet moment and just look at the flowers. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. That has been my chicken coop update, along with a little bit of a tour of some beautiful desert roses that are blooming. By the way, this one in particular, I bought it at a flea market, and the lady told me it was called a chocolate rose because it has a scent of chocolate. So, of course, it was blooming at the time, so I sniffed it, and it did have a faint smell of chocolate. But I thought it was so pretty. I think I paid $25 for it, and it's been the same size because, of course, we had a little bit of freeze and I had to cut it down. But here it is, grown back. It is doing great. It had quite a bit of flowers on it. As you can see there, those are falling off. But luckily, we still have one beautiful one right now that you can take a look at. So I don't know if it's an official name, chocolate desert rose, but it does have a faint now. You guys, or faint scent. You guys let me know if you've ever seen anything like that, or if you've heard of anything like that. Or is it just my imagination? My husband says he smells it too, so we'll see. All right, everyone. Once again, thank you for watching. Please leave a kind comment down below and let me know what you thought of my video today and what you'd like to see. And are you enjoying these little garden videos? Let me know. Also, if you haven't subscribed and you like the content of my videos, please hit that red subscribe button and hit all notifications so that you get notified as soon as I upload a video. I wanted you to see my little turtle there. All right, so I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, and I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up. Thank you for watching and supporting my channel, and as always, enjoy. And I just noticed that this little light was knocked down, so let's fix it again here.